The winter of 1943 on the Eastern Front was merciless. Snow and ice stretched endlessly across forests, rivers, and ruined villages. Soviet and German forces were locked in a brutal struggle, each battle exacting a heavy toll. Among these countless encounters, one story would stand apart not for its scale, but for the audacity, ingenuity, and courage of those involved. In a hidden Soviet command post, intelligence officers pored over stolen Panther blueprints. These were not ordinary schematics. They detailed the weaknesses of Germany's most advanced tank: armor thickness, turret blind spots, vulnerable tracks. Knowledge that could turn desperation into opportunity. Yet, it was dangerous. Discovery would mean execution. For the T-34 crews, this knowledge was both a lifeline and a sword hanging over their heads. Ivan Petrov, the T-34 commander, had faced countless battles. His eyes carried the memory of fallen comrades. His hands had guided many tanks to survival. Beside him were Sergei, the precise and calm gunner; Dmitry, the loader whose hands never faltered; and Mikhail, the driver, whose instincts had saved them in near-certain death. Together, they were more than a crew, they were a single living weapon forged by experience and trust. Scouts had reported unusual German activity. 11 Panthers were advancing, moving with lethal precision. Petrov knew immediately: one T-34 against 11 Panthers. Most men would have surrendered. Not his crew. They had strategy, knowledge, and nerves of steel. The odds were staggering, yet they moved forward. On a bitter dawn, the T-34 slipped through forests and destroyed villages. Engines growled softly, blending with distant Panther engines. Every tree, every ruined wall, every frozen river could be shield or trap. A Panther appeared from the fog, firing a shell that exploded mere meters away. Splinters rained inside the T-34. Petrov's voice was calm. "Move, now." Mikhail twisted the controls with surgical precision. Weaving through terrain that could have ended them instantly, Sergei aimed at the first Panther's tracks, exploiting a weak spot from the stolen blueprints. The shot was perfect. Sparks flew. Smoke curled into the sky. One Panther neutralized. 10 remained. The tension never lifted. Every second was a gamble. Every maneuver a test of nerves and skill. Hours passed. Petrov led the T-34 through ravines, forests, and frozen riverbeds. Dmitry loaded shells with lightning speed. Mikhail's driving was flawless. Each disabled Panther was a small triumph, yet exhaustion gnawed at the crew. This was no longer a battle of tanks, it was a war of intellect, courage, and endurance. A Panther tried to flank them. Petrov anticipated the move. A daring feint led the enemy into a trap. Its tracks were destroyed. Victory, but the danger remained. The night brought silence, shadows, and uncertainty. The crew rested briefly, knowing dawn would bring more peril. Dawn revealed a battlefield transformed into a maze of smoke, ice, and fire. The Panthers regrouped. Petrov devised a new strategy: use terrain, exploit blind spots, and strike where the enemy least expected. Sergei's aim was precise. Dmitry and Mikhail executed maneuvers with perfect coordination. The T-34 became a phantom, appearing and disappearing in the forest. Striking with surgical precision, Panther after Panther was disabled or neutralized. The audience witnesses nearly impossible survival. The crew's courage, intuition, and teamwork turned the tide. Each action was a mix of strategy and instinct, honed through countless battles. The narrative tension rises as the Germans grow desperate. Trying to trap the lone T-34, by midday, the T-34 faced almost total encirclement. Petrov.com, under pressure, led his crew in a series of maneuvers exploiting narrow valleys, frozen rivers, and ruined buildings. Every Panther that advanced into range became a target. Every shell fired was calculated. The psychological stakes were immense. One misstep could be fatal. Exhaustion set in. Frostbite, hunger, and fatigue pressed down on the crew. Yet their focus never wavered. Each man relied on the others completely, knowing that survival depended on teamwork and intellect. The T-34 moved like a living organism, its crew anticipating danger before it appeared. Evening brought new challenges. Visibility dropped. Panthers lurked in shadows, waiting for a chance to strike. Petrov led the T-34 through narrow passes where the Panthers could not follow, using frozen mud, fallen trees, and ruins as natural obstacles. Each maneuver was daring, each shot critical. The audience is drawn into every heartbeat, every breath, feeling the tension as if it were their own. Night descended. The battlefield became a silent, icy tomb. The T-34, battered but intact, rested under the cover of trees. Smoke from disabled Panthers drifted across the horizon. The crew's courage, skill, and ingenuity had kept them alive. They had survived the impossible once. Tomorrow would test them again. In the cold morning light, Petrov looked at his crew. Their faces were pale but determined. They had faced 11 Panthers, a nearly insurmountable force, and had emerged alive. The stolen blueprints had given them an edge, but intelligence, courage, and teamwork had saved them. The following hours brought more engagements. Panthers tried new tactics, attempting to box in the T-34, but Petrov anticipated each move. Sergei fired with deadly precision. Dmitry loaded at incredible speed. Mikhail maneuvered through terrain that seemed impassable. The T-34 disabled Panther after Panther. The battle stretched on, unrelenting, a test of endurance, courage, and intellect. By dusk, only a few Panthers remained operational. The T-34, battered and scarred, still moved. Each maneuver, each calculated shot had turned the impossible into reality. The legend of a single T-34 surviving 11 Panthers was no longer just a story, it was a demonstration of human ingenuity, courage, and determination. As night fell, the crew reflected on the battle. Exhausted yet alive, they had rewritten the rules of engagement. Their survival inspired others on the front, showing that strategy, intelligence, and teamwork could overcome even overwhelming odds. The T-34 moved silently into the forest, leaving the battlefield behind. The snow was stained with smoke and fire, a testament to the fury of battle. The crew's courage had turned the tide, proving that even when surrounded by the deadliest tanks of the era, knowledge, skill, and human spirit could prevail. For the audience, this story is more than history. It is a saga of bravery, intellect, and survival. A single T-34 against 11 Panthers, a story of impossible odds, nearly unimaginable courage, and the unyielding will to survive. This is the legend that would endure, inspiring generations and proving that heroism often arises where danger seems absolute.